Hey guys, this is Marc Ebinger with Essential Oil Television. If this is your first time here and you like to learn about essential oils, things you can do with them, how to use them, safety, a little bit about farming. If you're just interested in all things essential oils, make sure you subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss anything. In this broadcast, which is live, we're going to be talking about the basics of essential oils. Now, I've offered a couple of these classes already and I do them live. This is my third one that I've done. And I'm really, hang on, I need to get feedback. There we go. The reason why I'm doing these frequently, broadcasting live over and over again, is because I have a team of folks that are interested in sharing essential oils, and they can benefit from the broadcast. Plus, I'm out there meeting people all the time, and it's good to be able to connect with somebody live, to watch a broadcast live, maybe ask them questions, get your questions answered, that kind of thing. It's more interactive, it's more fun. So on this channel, you're going to be seeing more and more live broadcasts, and about once a week, I'll be doing an essential oil basic class just for everybody who wants to kind of maybe share the word with their friends, or for new people that my wife and I are out there contacting. So just kind of bear with us on that. We are going to be offering content that is not live as we continue to develop our library of essential oil based classes. You've already seen some of those. We got well over 150 videos, getting close to 200 videos on this channel that people can watch and at their leisure and get some of their questions answered, get more information about essential oils, and get excited about them like we are. So we're going to get started here, and let's do it. All right, guys, I hope you appreciate that little intro that I did. I have some fun with it. Okay, so today is the Basics of Essential Oil class. It's live. My name is Marc Ebinger. I have quite a bit of experience with essential oils, and I love to share it with folks. So what I would encourage you guys to do, if you haven't already, is to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have a lot of videos, lots of live stuff, which I mentioned. Some of the upcoming classes include on getting the toxins out of your home using essential oils for cleaning, which is really cool, simple and safe and effective. And we have a 10-year-old daughter who does some of the cleaning around our house. And we have a 17-year-old cat who's sensitive to, chemicals and stuff. So the essential oil-based cleaners are safe to use around them. We enjoy doing that. And then we're going to talk we also have videos on the farm and the distillery. I had a chance to go out there and visit those. And I did some interviews and took some videos. So you get to see some behind-the-scenes stuff. It's kind of fun. And then also some home-based business stuff. So a lot of folks are, if they love essential oils, are excited about them, then they'll want to share that message with folks, and they can earn some extra cash doing that. So we also have videos about that kind of stuff as well. So some important questions that we'll answer during this presentation. So the basics, like what are essential oils? Do they work? And that's a valid question. Why are they important? How do we use them safely? And there are some safety tips that we'll get into. Making sure that we get top quality essential oils is important if we're going to be using them to have some kind of benefit for the body and the mind. And then just a real little bit about how to make money sharing. It may not be a huge topic for you, but it is for some folks. We want to make sure we cover all the bases so that people get all of the information. This is an interactive event, so I would encourage you guys to chat with us. And just, if you have questions, bounce them off. My wife, Jennifer, is handling the comments and stuff. So you'll be chatting with her on there. Share this live event with folks on Facebook and YouTube. Just say, hey, this is what's going on. Come check it out. Maybe you can learn something from it. So don't be afraid to share it with friends. There's going to be some free resources that we have. Actually, in this one, there's just going to be 2 resources, not 3. But they're simple, easy to get resources, and we'll get into those here in just a little bit. There are a lot of details down in the more info section below the video. If you're watching it on YouTube itself and not through an embedded stream somewhere, you should have those details below, and you can go through, and that's where you can get your download links and your more information down there. Just a little bit about me. My name is Marc Ebinger, prior military, U.S. Air Force. I've been a cop for a long time. I'm coming up on retirement, looking forward to moving on to the next phase of my life. I've been using essential oil since 2012. I'm a hands-on kind of guy, so I've got a lot of hands-on experience with the essential oils. I've been out to the farms. I've done some work out there, really learned from people who are actually doing this because I want to make sure that the quality was good, that the company was good and all that, because that stuff's important to me. And I founded Essential Oil Television, which was formerly Oily Family TV. I founded that because I really wanted to share this with people, as many people as I could. And YouTube offers a great channel for us to get out there and do that. So that's why I founded the channel, and I enjoy it. I've been married 29 years to Jennifer. We got married back in 1988. She had a health scare back in 2010, which kind of got us moving more towards natural things, paying attention to our health and paying attention to our environment, stuff like that we just kind of take for granted until something happens and we're like, oh, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't just, eat whatever or, clean with whatever. Maybe I should pay attention to that kind of stuff. That's what we went through after she had that health scare. And I've got an investigations background. So, I've worked homicide, I've worked internal affairs. So I've, got a pretty good grasp on investigations. So I'm an inquisitive person. I like to ask questions, and that's kind of what I've done throughout this whole process. If I don't know something, I'm going to ask. And let's see if we can't find an answer to that question before. I'm not just going to take what somebody says and move on. I'd like to get an answer if it's important. We're very grateful for the results that we've experienced. And we've shared the essential oils with so many families, and they've had awesome results. I would love to share names and stories with you, but I really can't do that. But they're fantastic. It's neat to see somebody who doesn't know about essential oils, or they haven't used them in a particular way, and then they use them and they have a life-changing event that occurs for them. We love being a part of that. So it's our responsibility to share that information because essential oils work, bottom line. And I enjoy teaching. Of course, I said that. And essential oils are very, very important. This is, to full transparency, this is our family business. We are distributors with Young Living Essential Oils. I'm very comfortable saying that because I've been there. I've seen the way they do business. I've been around the people. It's an awesome community to be a part of, with a lot of great stuff happening. So we love what I do, or what we do. Jennifer's doing it full time. I'm doing it part time. And my daughter, Brooke, she's doing it sometimes, and she's learning more and more as we go. And she likes to get involved. She's done a video, by the way, which is on our YouTube channel about kids and essential oils. It's really a great video. You guys ought to check it out. So our team is growing really, really fast because essential oils are, people are looking for things that work. And so the whole industry is growing just really fast. And so business is good. And we want to supply as much as we can as far as tools and ability to learn to our team. It's one of the reasons we're on YouTube. So essential oils, like I'm saying, is a big business right now. They're projecting $10 billion in growth just in the next 5 years, which is absolutely staggering, phenomenal, huge, because like I said, there are solutions that work. But what's interesting about essential oils, it's a worldwide market. There are cultures that have been using essential oils forever, but here in America, it's kind of new for us. So we're starting to get it here, and it's neat to see it when people get it. All right, so let's dig into just some of the basics here. So what are essential oils? So essential oils are produced by the plant themselves, and they're the most powerful part of the plant, and they help with all different kinds of things. So if you pick up, say, a lavender plant and you smell the lavender flower, that fragrance that you're smelling is the essential oil. So it's the aroma, but it's also the flavor. So if you take cinnamon bark from the cinnamon tree, that, of course, that's cinnamon, right, that we put on our French toast or whatever we're doing. That is the flavor. It's also the aroma, but it's the flavor and the aroma of the plant. Well, that's the essential oil that you're smelling and you're tasting. There's a lot of benefits that essential oils provide to plants, such as they ward off insects or they'll attract insects. So a good example of warding off insects would be citronella. A good example of maybe attracting, like honeybees, would be lavender, which is really good at doing that. essential oils fight decay within the plant. So plants can't go to a doctor when they get sick, if they catch an infection or whatever. So how they manage that is through the essential oils. It takes care of it for them, as well as like fungus and stuff like that, because the plant can't get up and move. At least I haven't seen that yet. But and then another example would be like pitch, which we see on trees and stuff like that. That's a way of sealing up the wound, and of course it's got essential oils in it, because that pitch is actually a resin. Another example of resin, by the way, is frankincense. And we've probably have heard of frankincense. So anyway, the resin can seal up the wound and help it heal up. So it's pretty cool what the essential oils do for the plant. But what's even cooler is that we can benefit, and animals can benefit from essential oils as well. Because essential oils, they will help support every system in our body, whether it's our circulatory system, cardiovascular, our endocrine system, immune system, respiratory system, so our lymphatic system as well. So it just supports the entire body. Now, different oils will do different things, and sometimes a person will react a little bit differently than somebody else would with a particular oil. That's kind of interesting to watch and see. And I put the brain off by itself because that's really kind of a big deal, that essential oils are special in the way that they can actually affect the brain in a very, very positive way. So that's really cool. We've seen that, not to mention emotions. So used extensively for emotional support. This is picking up steam, and I've been in law enforcement for a long time, and I've seen a lot of what they call emergency detention orders, where you have somebody who is, their mental health is compromised, they're a danger to themselves or somebody else, so they have to get an emergency detention order on them. The officer usually does that, and they take them someplace. And it's sad to see that those situations occur, but essential oils they're gaining ground with some emotional work. So it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out in the future. But we've seen it in our own circles of folks where essential oils will help with emotions and things like that. So pretty cool to see. There's some science, by the way, you can research studies with essential oils, and whatever you're interested in, you can just search it online and come up with some pretty cool information. So, and then for cleaning, essential oils offer a healthy, a non-toxic way of getting the cleaning that we want, whether it's our body or whether it's our home, without having to use chemicals that may have some effects on our body that we don't want to have. So just some things to think about there. So the history of essential oils, that's pretty amazing. It goes way back. Most people will say, okay, well, I've heard of frankincense and myrrh in the Bible, but it goes way back farther than that. In fact, just as an example, I got up on the screen there, King Tut's tomb, when it was open, when it was unsealed, they actually found spikenard there. Now, interestingly enough, spikenard is what was used to anoint Jesus, his head and his feet. So pretty cool, right? I mean, I don't know how ancient King Tut's tomb is, but it was before Jesus. So also you'll find, ancient Egypt, you find hieroglyphs all over the place that have to do with using essential oils and aromatics. Chinese medicine, ancient Persia, ancient Middle East, and of course the Bible. Essential oils in the Bible, just a quick note on that. I do teach a class on that. I got a class coming up. It's in the live feed section. It's a really cool way to kind of learn a little bit more about essential oils, and not just that they were in the Bible, but what were they used for? And that is a cool connection, by the way. It's one of my favorite things to teach. So essential oils are mentioned in the Bible 1,100 times, so whether directly or indirectly. We know about the holy anointing oil, which had different oils in it that was used in the temple and tabernacle area. Of course, in the gifts Jesus received, frankincense and myrrh, when he was a child. And then, of course, the anointings that I mentioned earlier. Another interesting point is that when it comes to biblical healing and instructions that were given to the church or the disciples, anointing oils, which are essential oils, were specifically instructed to be used. So check that out, Mark 6:12 and 13, James 5:14-15, and John 19:39-40. That's actually Jesus' burial. But definitely Mark and James, you can check those two out and check that out for yourself, confirm what I'm saying. So how do we get essential oils? Real quick, the two most common methods that we do get them are through steam distillation and through cold pressing. So steam distillation, example of that would be, there's a picture of me there. Those are black spruce chips. So we get the trees and then we chip them up. Interestingly enough, we don't use chainsaws on that. It's a good story. But they cut the trees down, chip them, and it's all fresh too. They don't like sit out for a long time. It's a pretty quick process. And then they're steam distilled. That's a big vat behind me there in that picture, the top left. And that's, I mean, that thing goes way deep into the ground. So it's a huge pile of it. In fact, if you watch one of my videos on harvesting, you'll see that whole thing come out. It's pretty cool. But that's black spruce, and then it goes through, of course, it's carried away in steam, and it returns back to a liquid, and it separates. Now, the picture of me in the center of the screen there, that's actually Juniper Essential Oil. And, of course, essential oil is lighter than water, so it floats on top of the water. And then the water is pushed up, and then the oil on top goes into a funnel, and that's how it separates. It's a pretty cool process to see. Matter of fact, I think there's a video on my YouTube channel where it actually shows that happening. A lot of background, I think, in that, though. A lot of steam action. So, do essential oils work? Well, they do work, and that's my personal testimony on that, as well as there's science that backs up essential oils actually being effective. But from my perspective, of course, I've been using it since 2012. We've helped hundreds of families, and we've seen them work in amazing ways. I've actually worked the process, hands-on, as I was explaining. Now, there are different grades of oils, which is important because the oils you may get down at your local store that aren't good quality oils, they're not pure oils. They've been, watered down with, I'm using watered down as a generic term, but they've been watered down with stuff, and maybe they were grown using herbicides and pesticides, that can influence the final outcome or the effectiveness of whatever it is that you're purchasing on there. But the vast majority of oils are going to be like basically for aroma or, flavoring of foods where, people aren't really concerned about the purity of the oils. But when you start getting into your really high grade oils where the effect on the mind of the body is of importance to the person who is using those oils, that's when you need to pay attention to the quality of your oil. So if you're not looking for any kind of, really mind and body benefit from that, then that's okay if you're just looking for something that smells nice. But if you're looking for something that's effective and doesn't harm your body, I would stick to the pure therapeutic grade or the high grade essential oils. Okay, so that's just the short of the long on that. So why are essential oils important? Well, interestingly enough, science is coming along with this, and they'll tell you that there's hundreds of compounds within essential oils, and there's still lots and lots of them that have yet to be discovered. They don't have all of them figured out yet, as well as that they don't understand exactly how all of the constituents within those essential oils work together. It's like a football team, right? I mean, if you had a whole team of quarterbacks, well, it's not going to be a very good team. So you can't take one part out and duplicate it and expect it to be the same as the whole team. Whereas the essential oils, like a really good football team, they work well together. We ought not to be pulling pieces and parts out of it. We need the oil as it is. But I'm going to tell you about a couple of compounds in particular that are pretty common that I'm sure you've heard of, that are found naturally occurring within essential oils and have a very profound effect within the essential oil from which they come. So a good example, D-limonene. So D-limonene, I'm sure you've heard of limonene and D-limonene, real popular right now. The lemon essential oil, for example, is approximately 65% D-limonene. That's a lot of D-limonene. D-limonene has been studied for many beneficial effects, such as lowering cholesterol by acting as a cholesterol solvent. I thought that was really interesting. I pulled that from a study that I found, and I encourage you guys to go out and do your research. Please don't take my word for it. Do your own due diligence. Another one was Heartburn Relief by neutralizing gastric acid and supporting normal peristalsis. So anyway, check those out. It's really cool. And I'm talking about D-limonene in particular, okay? Which is found abundantly in lemon essential oil as an example. Menthol is another one. So peppermint essential oil contains up to 50% menthol. It has a long list of uses including pain relief, decongestant, antispasmodic, and smooth muscle relaxation. We're talking about our respiratory system, right? So, and peppermint, I mean, who hasn't heard of peppermint being good for your digestive system as well? So, you know, this is stuff you guys can check out online for yourself. Just as a heads up, menthol itself is found abundantly, naturally occurring in peppermint, and it's used for a lot of things. It's used in a lot of products, but what they do is they pull the menthol out of it. And really what they should probably do is just leave it alone within the peppermint, because it's very effective that way. So these are just two examples out of the hundreds of compounds that science just knows about. The large concentration of these naturally occurring compounds within essential oils is one of the reasons why the essential oil is so potent, but also taking into consideration that it's within that oil, so it has all the rest of its teammates with it, if you would. So the body can do amazing things with these essential oils, right? So a good example of that is you take a really good carpenter and you say, and then you give them an entire Home Depot store. It's like that carpenter could do pretty much whatever he wants or she wants to do with that, with the supplies that are found there, right? I mean, what couldn't they do? It's the same thing. You're just drawing a word picture. It's similar to what the body can do when you give it essential oils or good nutrition. You know, it's just the body can do amazing things. It's so smart, just given the right tools, right? And then it can go to work, do amazing things. So how do we use essential oils? Well, it's easy to use them. There are three main ways that we'll talk about. You can use them topically, which is just putting them on your skin directly. Aromatically, which is diffusing them into a room, or you could like put a drop. We were doing this today at Texas A&M, so shout out to all the Texas A&M folks that they were super excited. I mean, the response was just amazing that we had while we were there. So shout out to Texas A&M for you guys, your positive excitement about essential oils and learning. So I hope you guys are here today and having a good time. If you are, just say hi in the comments for me. You could put a drop, say, when we were doing this with the folks today, is put a drop of peppermint in it, rub your hands together and inhale it, right? So that's another way, not just a diffuser like you see in the picture. There's a diffuser there in front of that lady. But you can do it just with your hands and just breathe it in. You know, if you're in a classroom or something, you want a little, kind of wake you up a little bit, use some peppermint, breathe it in, and it's really good. So topical, aromatic, like I said, with the diffusers. Internal use, so you can add them to food and water. Like lemon essential oil is great to add to water, for example. And then you can put them in capsules, which we do that if we want to, put something in there to give our body a strong boost. And then, of course, environmental use like cleaning, and then air quality, which again goes back to diffusing as well. Diffusing in the home is a really good way to just put good stuff into the air. We'll leave it at that. Real quick, so if you're going to use them topically, you can do it a couple different ways. So you can apply the essential oil directly to the skin, what they call neat, which is just the essential oil from the bottle onto the skin. But you can also dilute it with a carrier oil, which will kind of like if you use a hot oil like cinnamon or oregano is a hot oil. Oregano is awesome, by the way. I mean, that is an amazing oil. They're all amazing, but oregano is pretty special too. Not just for pizzas. But if you put oil on it, it might be a little hot for your skin, a little spicy. You can dilute it with a carrier oil, such as coconut oil, olive oil, grapeseed oil, whatever you like, and it'll cool it off a bit. So just an example. Plus, you can cover more area that way too with the essential oil by diluting it with a carrier oil. So that's pretty cool. I would advise that if you're using an essential oil for the first time, that you would do a skin patch test with it. If you don't know what that is, I have a video on that on my YouTube channel, and it's a quick video. It's maybe 2 minutes or something, and it'll explain how to do that. And then I'm going to say this a couple times, but we're only talking about using high-grade essential oils. I wouldn't go down to the corner store and put that essential oil on my skin, so I wouldn't buy it in the first place. But so we have one of our resources that we're providing for you guys today. It's in the links below. Is a dilution chart. So it gives you, it's kind of a beginner's guide to how should you dilute certain oils. So you can go download that. It'll take you to a website and you can download it and use it. Pretty good resource. And those are all official stats. official recommendations. But it's a good starting point because somebody like me, I can put an essential oil on straight, and I wouldn't want to dilute it unless there was a specific reason, like I'm doing a massage, on my wife or my daughter. So, aromatic use. This is a really simple way to get essential oils into the air and into your body. Is you get a high quality diffuser, you put the water in it, and then you just add a few drops of essential oil. Anywhere from like 2 to 6 drops. It just kind of depends on the oil, and it depends on how new you are to the oils, and really what you're trying to do, and also the size of the room as well. Let's see. So a good example for maybe lifting your mood would be using a citrus oil such as orange or lemon or peppermint. Peppermint's not citrus oil, but peppermint is good to kind of lift your mood up a little bit. Now, when you're going to sleep, lavender, something like lavender would be good. There's a couple of blends that we recommend. There's one called Peace and Calming, which is really good at bedtime. Really good. We actually have, I know teachers who use this in the classroom. Just little peace and calming in the classroom. So anyway, if you're trying to create an environment that's like, there's one called Thieves, and I love to diffuse that. It's got clove and cinnamon and rosemary, lemon, and eucalyptus in it. And it's really, it smells like fall to me. Kind of reminds me of fall time, Christmas time. So, you got lots of choices you can do, and you can experiment. You can start mixing oils together to, figure out what you like. Here's an example of internal use. So you can add it to your food and water, like we mentioned, like lemon oil or peppermint to your water is a great way. If you're going to do that, I would recommend using glass or stainless steel for sure if you're going to add essential oils to it. If you don't, with cold water, you'll get this, it'll start to affect the lemon oil, for example, what can affect the container that it's in. So if you have like in a plastic bottle, it'll start breaking down the plastic in the bottle. It does that. Now, if you're using a hot, then it's even faster. I've seen it happen really fast where the cup will start leaking. So I definitely would use glass or stainless steel when you're using that. I saw one where a friend of mine, Craig, actually used cinnamon in a coffee cup, on hot coffee, just flavoring that, and it ate a hole through the side of the cup, the plastic cup that he was using, and it was leaking. So anyway, glass or stainless steel. Ceramic, I guess, would work too. So if you're going to start with like putting lemon in your water, I would start with 1 drop. And then just kind of work your way up, find your comfort level. And if you're going to make the capsules and the vegetable capsules, the empty ones, I would recommend you do put a carrier oil in it, especially something like peppermint, which is really strong, or cinnamon, or those kind of oils. You want to dilute it and use the dilution chart. And I also would recommend before you take an oil internally, that you use it topically or aromatically at least first. Okay, just as a guide, a starting point. So we have another free download, which is it's common essential oils that are in use. That it's like the 10 most common oils that people use, and then where to use them with the body systems. So it's a really good chart to check that out. And it's down in the details. You can get the link down there to download it. Some basic safety guidelines with essential oils. Most citrus oils are photosensitive. So what that means, so the citrus oils are obtained by cold pressing the rind of the fruit. And of course, the fruit is ripened right inside that rind. So the sun hits the rind of the fruit and it causes the ripening. Well, the essential oils, at least in part, are part of that process, because people who put like lemon oil or bergamot, some kind of citrus oil on their skin, and they go out in the sun, they'll have a reaction on their skin. And you don't want that. So don't use essential citrus oils on your skin before going out in the sunlight. And it can actually be days afterwards that you could have a reaction. So just be careful with that. The skin patch test, which I mentioned earlier, use a carrier oil, especially if you're starting out, and especially with kids. So I never use an essential oil on my child without having used it on myself first. That's rule number 1. And then also diluting that oil until they become acclimated to it, and then just kind of watching that go. So, and a simple way to do that is just to apply the carrier oil first to the child, and then add the essential oil. That's the way that I do it. You can also, mix the oil and the carrier oil together. I just like to be extra cautious myself. Don't drop essential oils directly into your ears. I actually did this. I'm one of those guys that's got to test everything out. So I put a drop of helichrysum in I think in both ears. It hurt. It hurt. No damage, but it hurt. So I don't recommend that at all. You use it on the outside of the ear, or you can take cotton and you put your essential oil on the cotton and you can put it over the opening of the ear. You know what I mean? You can try that. No, don't drop it inside the ear. Good recommendation is maybe rotate the essential oils that you're using. It's good to do that. So your body may become just kind of used to that, and maybe it could benefit from switching it out with an oil that maybe offers similar benefit that you're looking for. So you could try that. Use oils according to their labeling. So Young Living, I think we're the only company that actually labels them for both for internal use, and then the other labeling is for topical and aromatic use. So yes, the white labels are generally the ones that are for the internal use. So you can use them that way. So those are some of the basics. If you're, hey, I like what I hear, I'm interested in kind of getting started with it. Most people get started using with the premium starter kit because it's 11 bottles of oil, and that may sound like a lot. They're 5 ml bottles, so small bottles, but it covers like every body system. It really gives you a place to start delving into the world of essential oils and kind of discovering what they can do. And we offer so much help and training, phone consultation, and of course YouTube videos, and we send out material and all that so people can really learn how to use these essential oils effectively. The value of that premium starter kit's over $300, but it retails for just $160. I should probably put that on the slide, but it's just $160 for 11 bottles of oil and a diffuser and then some samples. So really good stuff. There is a video that I have on YouTube where I go through every single oil and with some suggestions on how to use it and stuff like that. But just so you know that this kit really covers the main, the body systems: respiratory, digestive, cardiovascular, and so on. Reproductive, skeletal system. It's a great way to support your body naturally. So if you want to get into the world of essential oils, that is a really good way to do it. But I would encourage you that if somebody said, hey, you need to check out essential oils, and they sent you here to watch this video, especially if it's one of our team members, but anybody, please get back with the person who sent you to this video, because it is a home-based business for many, many folks, and we want to make sure that you go back to the people who can help you and who really kind of got you started on this journey. If you found us through a Facebook ad or through our contact or just on YouTube, and you don't have an essential oil guru yet, and you'd like for us to help you, then please reach out and follow the links below to get started with the essential oils. Like I was saying, we provide a lot of support. The phone consultations is kind of a big deal because you really get to talk with us and learn how to use essential oils. My wife does this primarily, but I do it sometimes. We provide a lot of free resources for folks to kind of get that educational journey going. And then of course, lots of social media support. Connecting with us is easy, and it's an easy way to learn and to keep learning and keep growing. We have a lot of hands-on experience with essential oils, a lot of hands-on experience with people benefiting from essential oils, and that experience is really valuable for folks who are just getting started, because we can help them bridge that gap faster, so they can have results faster. And like I said earlier, we've helped hundreds of families. So when it comes to the sharing of it, if there's folks out there that are like, hey, the essential oils is definitely something I'd like to be a part of, and I'd like to earn a little bit of income with it, I'm going to go through this quickly, but essential oil business is huge right now because they work so well. They're growing fast, over 10 billion over the next 5 years, which is phenomenal. But people want natural solutions that work. These are easy to use, they're safe for kids and pets, they're effective, and they've been used for thousands of years, and that's not going to change. Sharing them is easy. All you got to do is use them. You talk about them. You invite folks to something like this, a YouTube live broadcast where they can learn, or you can share what's in your kit with them. See that all the time. And then you just tell them how they can get it, and then you're compensated for that. I have a video on the compensation plan that's also on my YouTube channel, and I really break down how you get paid on this if you're interested in that part of it. And of course, we're available for consultation as well. So why Young Living? There's other companies that are out there, and me personally, I'm very comfortable recommending Young Living because I've been there. That's another picture of me out in front of the distillery. Young Living they're a pioneer in that field. They're constantly innovating and adding more testing and just they're really refine that whole process. They just opened up a farm in South Africa, so I think we're on like every continent in the world now, or dang close to it. So they're constantly growing and helping local communities. They're a great company that way. So global network of farms. They're well over 20 years company, 23 plus years. Last year, they did $1 billion in sales, and they're projected at 30% growth this year, which is phenomenal. So they're growing big time. The distribution model that they used for someone like myself, who's an independent distributor, and my wife, it allows us to build a large, our residual income is a large one right now, and it is getting bigger and bigger all the time. So that's pretty cool. When you do something that you love, like we love essential oils and love to share them, and then we grow a large residual income that comes in whether we're doing this kind of stuff or not, is pretty nice. It's a network marketing model, which really allows us to leverage our efforts. So the more people that we help come into essential oils and then help them share, that increases everybody's bottom line, but including ours. That's just leveraging income. There is a link to the income disclosure statement, Young Living's income disclosure statement, down in the details. So if you really want to get some details on, especially I like to look at the averages. So because what is it, how long do I have to work as the average that somebody would have to, that works it, that has had success, to give me a block of data on that. And the income disclosure statement down in the more information section below will give you that information. And it's quite interesting. So I would encourage you guys to let us help you. We are we have a large social media presence. It's getting bigger all the time. It's growing so fast. We're just super excited to see it happen. I mean, I'm just so excited to see how that my YouTube channel is growing by leaps and bounds. It's just phenomenal. I love watching that. So anyway, it's just a lot of cool stuff to be excited about. And then people, of course, having benefits from the oils and sharing those stories. I could just sit and talk essential oils all day. Personal coaching that we do as well. That's huge, folks. If you go to your local store and get something, they're not going to even know what they're selling you. Whereas with us, you have contact with people who really know about essential oils. And if we don't know the answer to something, we will help you find that answer. Whether it's plugging you with somebody who has more experience or plugging you in with the right resource that can help you get the data that you want or the information that you want. We have resource materials that work, so especially with the business stuff, if you want to start a home-based business, it's good to have resources that actually work and it will help you produce the income you're looking for. I love to teach folks how to build online, and this is one aspect of that. The thing about online business that I like is that there's folks out there that really don't want to go out. They don't want to go do booths, and they don't want to, go out and network here or there or whatever. They just kind of want to be home. They got kids, they got responsibilities at home, and you can do that with this business. It's the way I'm setting up a large part of our business is to be able to actually do it from home and not wear you out in the process. So I'm excited to share that for folks. Really encourage you guys to understand that you don't have to be the expert in essential oils before you share them. If you're going to have results, or even if you haven't had results yet, you can still share, because I've seen the results. And you can send folks to a video like this and say, hey, the guy or the family that sponsored us in essential oils, the ones that we're using, he's doing a live class, and that's Mark, and I know him, and I can plug you in with him, or that's Jennifer. So that's a great resource that you have when you're on our team. So I would encourage you guys to get started. It's $160. It's a small investment. Get it, and get started at building up, supporting your health in a really cool way, a really effective way. Buy your starter kit, and then think about sharing with folks. If you're not ready for that now, that's cool. But as you're using the essential oils, it's almost like it's a responsibility for us to share with folks. So when you're ready for that, we can help you do that as well. So one more time, if you're here watching this video, I'm happy you're here. Please get back with the person who invited you to watch this video and let them know, hey, I'd like to get started with essential oils. I want to be a part of what's happening, and go from there. So that might be it. I think that this is my last slide. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Great place to learn and to stay connected with us. We also have a Facebook page. It's called Essential Oil TV, and follow us on the Facebook page so you can get updates and so forth. I think that's it. So that is it. So thank you guys very much for coming and checking this out. And I've got another broadcast coming up on Thursday. It's the day after tomorrow. I believe we're doing one on chemical-free home or toxin-free home, using essential oils for cleaning and for benefit in the house. So we'll see you then. I think that's it. I just need to stop streaming. So you guys have a great night. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you guys again next time.